Hey guys, how's it going? It's Max Grundy here. Just want to show you guys our new old 1956 Imperial that we recently got out of storage. It had been in storage for something like 50 years, and we brought it out and we've been bringing it back to life. It's an all original car for sale. If you're looking for a car that has been unmolested, has original paint, original interior, the original Hemi motor, everything in it, this is a great car for you. This car was put into storage in 1968 in Garden Grove, California. The original owner had heard a knock in the motor, and so they put it into storage, into their garage, with the intention to fix the motor, is the story that we're told, and then they just never got around to it. So the car sat with just the motor pulled out of it, everything else in completely original condition, from 1968 until we pulled it out this year, 2019. The thing that's special about this car is it's got the original paint on it, which we've just color sanded with 2000 grit and buffed it out. So it's amazing how much the shine of that original paint comes back. There's virtually no rust on this car. I would say that it's about 98% rust free. There was a tiny little pinhole here on the front fender in front of the door. It was about the size of a pinky finger. I cut that out, cleared out all the little remnants of rust behind it, made a little patch panel, welded it in, body fillered and color matched it. You can't even notice that it was ever there in the first place. So basically we have a body that's completely rust free, which is really neat. If you look at the interior has got the original leather in it from when the car was made. It's got the original floor mat, everything in the car. Obviously the car's upholstery has shown some weathering over time, but what's so neat about it is it's the original from the factory leather and upholstery. It's a really clean car, really good starting point for a really nice restoration. We put some fresh Coker wide white wall tires on it, and it's got the original 1956 Imperial stainless hubcaps, which are in flawless condition. This is an original factory air-conditioned car. You can see the air inlets here and above back on the tray there. Things get a little dusty out here on the farm, but the car cleans up really well. If you look here in the motor, we've gone ahead and rebuilt the original 354 Hemi in it. Big block, beautiful motor. The car's motor has only been broken in. It has 0 miles on it so far. As you can see, it's a factory air-conditioned car, which are very rare and desirable. Pretty much a complete car underneath the hood. Again, a really great starting point for any restoration project that someone might do. This car is such a neat car. We really hate to get rid of it, but to be honest with you, it's a car that I wouldn't feel right about customizing. We're gonna move it on to someone who would want a car that's an original condition car, 1956 Imperial. They call these two-door hardtops a Southampton edition. So this is a 1956 two-door Southampton edition Chrysler Imperial. But at this era, they just called them the Imperial. They were their own line, kind of like Cadillac. You wouldn't say GM Cadillac. You would say, and you're not supposed to say Chrysler Imperial. You're just supposed to say Imperial. This is one of the first cars, and in my opinion, one of the very first big fin cars to come out for this time period. You can see the beautiful rear fins. They're not as big as they got in '57. I think Virgil Exner was, I think technically he was hired in 1951 or 52 into the Chrysler Corporation, or he was freelancing with them, but they made him the head of design, which was a very rare thing at the time. They made him the head of the design in 1955, which is when he first started putting out these forward look cars. And 55 didn't really have any fins, but it was starting to get that kind of slimmer body and slimmer top roofline that the later Mopar cars of the 50s were known for. But in my opinion, the 56 is kind of the first one where they started working the fins into the body as like a big finned car. And they have these kind of funny little Imperial floating lollipop headlights, which I think are kind of neat. If you come around here, you can see the gas filler. Kind of a neat little option. Chevy and Cadillac did something similar. It just closes really nice. Basically everything on this car, everything works really smooth and nice. The trunk is basically rust-free. There are a couple little holes along this very back edge that are about the size of a finger. But on the entire car, that's the only rust that I am aware of on the whole car. It's got the original carpet in the back. It's also got this cool little hitch that's meant to bolt on to the bumper of the car, which to me, I'm not sure I would trust that, but it came as an accessory. So we have several little gems like that with this car that come with the car that are just kind of little extras. We have really good documentation on the car. We have the original pink slip. We have documentation on the original 70,000 miles that it had before the motor was taken out of it. We've done some repainting underneath the hood here. For some reason, the previous owner had painted this all black and it was supposed to be body color. So we did our best to match the color and paint it in there. As you can see, even the rubber around the trunk is in still pretty decent condition. Granted, this isn't a perfect car, but it's really neat because, you know, these cars are only original once. You know, this is all the stuff that came from the factory with very little being changed from it, from the original factory car. This car also comes with original California black plates, last registered in 1964. They parked the car from 1964 to 1968, and somewhere in that time, between 64 and 68, they pulled the motor out of the car, and there the car sat in a garage in Garden Grove, California until 2019. So basically 50 years it sat into that garage. The original owner died. This is a one-owner car, and then the car's passed hands to me. We've cleaned it up, put the motor rebuilt in it, and now we're going to send it on to a new owner. Feel free to direct message me if you have any interest in it. The brakes have all been gone through on the car. We've got new old stock parts for the brakes to function correctly, but they've been completely gone through all the lines. Everything has been checked, so we're good to go there. As far as I know, all the gauges work. Yeah, I think that's about all I can tell you. You can see that the patina of the roof, these cars were originally all painted one color first, and then they went through a different paint line if they had a different colored roof. So all the roofs have body color underneath the roof, and then they have an additional color painted over the top of them. And this car is also all electric. Has electric windows, it comes with electric seats, has all the aluminum and stainless panels in it. The car, I would classify this car as being 95, at least 95% complete. All the original parts are in it. And you may know that these cars, you could get them with an option to have pedal covers that were carpeted pedal covers. And they're kind of weird and granny looking to me, but we actually have those for this car. We thought that someone put them on there in the 70s, and so we took them off, but those come with it. Dash is all completely together and in nice condition. We've basically gone through and we've cleaned the chrome really well, polished all the vinyl and leather, soaked it in conditioner to get everything as soft as it can be. This is an all original car, so yeah, there are flaws with it, but what makes it neat is it's all from the factory. So thank you so much for your time, and I hope to find a new buyer for this beautiful 1956 Imperial Southampton coupe.